Bal sotopondruf el pandru cuperna. Divine guidance, i forson, balo qui se fer van, darawan, ufo, bandrusu. Hello, everyone. How are you? It's welcome to Divine Guidance with Patricia, and it's an exciting topic that I have for today. It's one that I have to be reminded of over and over and over again. The fact that emotions is equal to energy emotion. And when I was first given that, it was like a light came on in my head. It was like, wow, that makes sense. And then I didn't understand it, but I knew that it made sense. So it took me a while to absorb it and to figure it out. And that might seem like it should be something that's just really easy to understand. I understood the concept, I understood the feel of it, but I didn't understand the in-depth of it. So today I'm going to share with you some of my perceptions and knowings of what that actually means and what it's been for me on my journey. And so I thought of many things, and how do I bring this forward to the table on the show, which I always do before I'm doing anything and presenting it. I feel that it's valuable information, but I also know that it's valuable to have people take the time out of their day or night, wherever you are in the world, to tune in and listen to the things that I have to say. So with that, there are many times, have you ever noticed that you've walked into a house and you just feel the energy is off, or something you just want to get out of there? Or have you ever, met somebody on the street that you just want to hang around and talk to, and you have no concept as to why? For me, energy goes on such a strong, deep level, because it's not just the energy that you feel intellectually or emotionally or physically. It's the energy that you feel from another being, from their energy, from their spirit, from their soul, from the aspect of being an empath. I mean, the word empathic has just blossomed so much in the last 10 to 15 years that everybody's realizing that everybody has the ability to be empathic. We all have what we call intuition. We all have when you set a goal, you can actually visualize and see that goal coming true. And so you put that energy, that intent into that realization and bringing it forward. And so with energy covers so much. And where does energy and emotion come in together? Have you ever just felt off? Got up in the morning, and it wasn't anything that happened in the last couple of days, or you weren't ill, hadn't had a fight with your spouse, children weren't on your nerves. and life was good. You just started a new class and you were learning so much about your spiritual journey and you were feeling right at peace. But you woke up in the morning and it was like, whoa, like a transfer truck had hit you. And so all day long, you carry that into everything that you do throughout that day. And many people do that. And many people do that unaware that a lot of times some of the energies that are hitting them, some of the things that are happening to them, has absolutely nothing to do with them. It's like, great, Trish. Now we're going to get hit with energy that we don't know. And anything, no. What it means is that tuning in and discerning where and what this feeling, this emotion, this energy is. Is it me? Is it me? Do I really feel sad today? No. Actually, I don't. Is there anything that's causing this energy or this feeling in my being? And really sitting and taking a look at it and trying to figure out, is that me? Is it me? And sometimes it's not. And with that, it can be things that you have not let go of from the past, anxiety for the future, things that are not in your cognitive present thought or energy or mindset or your heart even, but it's there. It can be something outside of your whole being. I know that the totality of Earth has gone through so many energy changes in the last 20 years that it's really difficult to discern sometimes when you're connected to doing conscious work on a soul level. It's really beneficial to discipline yourself, to discern, what is this energy I'm feeling? Why is this coming through? Why is my emotional body being affected by this energy? And with different events in the world that are going on, I mean, we live, even if we don't live of this world, some of us, we try our best to live in the world, and being affected by things that we are not privy to, that we're not actually involved in, but yet we're sensitive beings that are open to universal energies and universal knowledges and to our own soul memory. And in doing that, we absolutely are affected by the whole. If we are all connected, then we are all connected. You can't just say, well, Saturday at 4 o'clock, I don't think I'm going to be connected anymore because, I don't like this feeling. If you're connected, you're connected. And when you're aware that you're connected, then comes the right and the responsibility to check your own energy, your own emotions, and your own actions. In my mind's eye, I'm responsible for me. No, so and so didn't piss me off. No, so and so didn't get me angry. No, so and so didn't make my whole world complete with love and joy and bliss. That was my choice. Many times when I'm doing workshops on this topic, I'll say, you can walk up to somebody and say, hey, what a beautiful, beautiful being you are. You radiate so much beauty. And they go, yeah, right. If they're having a bad day, they don't particularly want to hear that. So it's their choice to take your energy towards them, just like it's your choice to take energy towards yourself. So with that, emotions trigger different energies. You radiate when you're happy. And you can certainly radiate when you're angry too. You can, energy is just so powerful and so contagious. It's very contagious. It has a massive, major effect, especially since everything is energy. So being responsible for your energy and your intent with your energy. and being what the physical world calls emotionally mature. Oh, it's not emotionally mature. And what I tend to call is emotionally responsible. And nobody's perfect. We're all going to throw off energy one way or another. And it's interesting when you become aware of it. And the best way for myself to become aware of it is when I actually became responsible for it. And sometimes I slip. I'm human. I can slip. And I can feel, and I can be giving off energy that I'm not aware of. And my wonderful husband will say, what's happening for you? Nothing. Why? Why are you asking? Oh, you're throwing off this energy. And I'm like, oh, didn't realize it. So there are times when you're not quite aware of it. And if you're not aware of it and you're made aware of it, well, the first thing that I need to do when I'm made aware of it is to check it. Okay, well, I wasn't aware of it, but let me check that out. So I'll take a look at it and I'll say, well, I'm not really feeling it. I'm not really. So what's happening with that is that I may not be allowing the energy in to affect my emotional body or my thoughts, but I'm not pushing it away either. I'm not clearing it around me. So subconsciously, I'm not really taking full responsibility. So it's really good to check out your energy, check out your intent. Many times, things come out of my mouth that people do not take the right way. What a statement is that? Things come out of my mouth that people don't take the right way. Well, what is the right way to take anybody's words or energy? What is the right way? What is the wrong way? How can I dictate to someone else how to take my words? How can I be responsible for how someone else takes my words? How caught up am I in my own being that I don't allow others the freedom to take me the way they need to or choose to? If you hear that in the background, it's my dog snoring. Okay. I think we're going to head out to a break here in a minute. And when we come back, we'll take a little bit of a softer look at energy and how it circulates and how energy can pass back and forwards between other people in your life, or back and forwards between one emotion to another. And the concept of emotions being energy in motion. Energy is continuously in motion. It's never still. It's never stagnate. It always circulates, and usually comes back full circle. If you don't catch it the first time, you're gonna receive that energy until you catch it again. So I'm Patricia. I'll see you after this break, and we'll get into it a little bit deeper. Thank you. Welcome back to Divine Guidance with Patricia. We were talking, actually, I was talking about emotions being energy in motion, and the concept of discerning what energies it is that we're taking on or letting out. So much emphasis is based on the intellectual. Sorry, that's my dog Thor. He's just, there you go. Have a good sleep, Thor. Thanks, babe. So life is life. So much is taken on in your life about it's mostly connected to the physical. It's connected to the intellectual. It's connected to the inner child. It's connected to the psychological. It's connected to every single thing but energy. How many times have you sat and thought about emotions and energy actually being connected together, and how energy can trigger emotions and emotions can trigger energy? Well, as I went through trying to figure out a little bit more of that concept, I really started to balance out and the feel and the flow between the emotion the emotional body and the energetic that was taking place with that energy flow. And I can really thunder up a storm in any emotional situation, whether I'm happy. If I'm really passionate about something, the presence and the energy around me sometimes can be, I've heard, overbearing. Wow, Trish, you've got one heck of a presence when you get going. And I used to feel really, not really shy, but really bad. That I needed to tone it down because not everybody, understands. I need to pull it in because my energy was way strong and way out there, and I was really passionate, really driven, and really excited about spirit, about following divine guidance, which had to be kept a big secret in my life. That's how I thought, and I viewed the world, living almost like a double life, where you don't mention spirit, but you breathe and you live it, and it was so difficult, until I decided, hey, it's like a coming out of the closet. I am spiritual. I breathe it. I live it. I love it. I trust it. I am it. And I really want to share it. And it's like being a beautiful musician now. Before I was, thinking I was the bass tuba. Nobody really wanted to hear me, alone anyways. But now I really do honor this symphony of who and what I am. And I find that I honor that more because I take responsibility for who and what I am. That doesn't mean that I take on responsibility for how other people perceive me to be any longer. That's a game I won't ever play again, for others' benefits. How we get ourselves into a position where we think we're actually helping other people by, let's just keep this down. And we're actually not. The people that are around us that get triggered by our energy or get triggered by our emotions or sensitivity are people who actually need or have asked to be triggered by that emotional body or by that energy. And so everyone that connects on an energetic level, and we all do, connects on that energetic level for whatever divine purpose and intent that experience is for them. So I no longer dishonor them by dishonoring my own emotional body and my own energy. I know that I take full responsibility for my actions, my energy. At least I try to, as best as humanly possible. I do. My intent is always reaching out with kindness, and respect. I deserve basic respect from anybody and everybody that I meet up with, and so does everybody that I meet up with deserve that from me. The golden rule out there is do unto others as you'd have them do unto you. Well, maybe in me, I kind of twist things up, and it's do unto myself as I would do unto others. Sometimes I'm more harsh, not harsh, but hard on myself than I am on other people. But I'm responsible for my energy. I'm responsible for my emotions. I'm responsible to say, hey, I'm really getting hit with a lot of energy here. I don't know exactly what it is. I'm trying to get through it. Please don't take it personal. Please don't take it personal. And if I'm having an emotional time, then I say, I'm having a very emotional time today. I'm working through and I'm going through a process, and it has nothing to do with you. I'll even invite people to say, hey, Trish, didn't mean for that to come out that way. Perhaps you took me the wrong way. I really invite people to call me on my shift, right? Like just say, Whew, Trish, what's up with you? And I'll honestly let you know if I know. And if I don't know, I'll thank you and take the responsibility to check it out, to discern what's happening for my being. I can't be responsible even for my child's emotional body or my child's energy. I can be responsible to facilitate, to empower, to encourage, to discipline, to respect, and to honor his little being, and have the patience. If anybody's taught me patience, he's taught me patience, and I thank him for that. And it's not that I wasn't patient before, but it's a gentler, different type of patience when you're working with your children, or if you're working with elderly, or if you're working with people that you really um, have that deep, deep, deep connection personally in your heart. For me, it's also my animals. It's also my land. It's also my brook. I love my brook. I don't get there very often, and I should sit by that brook because it talks, and the energy of the water is so refreshing. So, have you ever had an experience where you felt that your energy was extremely heavy, like very heavy energy? And sometimes I just feel like I can't walk. And to me, that's my body on all levels. That's my whole being saying, whoa, Trish, there's something you really need to pay attention to here. And many times for me, it's when I've had a very strong emotion, but I've not shared it. It's when I have felt like I've taken on something to be a peacekeeper, or I've taken on something and I've shut down and I've not responded. And I've not taken the responsibility to clear that energy or to deal with that energy or put it off to the side until I can get more clarity. And it gets forgotten. Okay, something good happens, something bad happens, life happens, and it gets forgotten. Then, and then a couple days goes by, and you're going on with your life, and things are happening, and that energy has not been cleared. There's one thing: all energy has a purpose. All energy has a trigger. All energy has such divine effect on all of us, whether it's good, bad, or indifferent. The energy is pure. The trigger is there for whatever purpose that it's needed at the time. So it's really important to clear energy. Take the few seconds that it takes to clear energy. And so I think for me, I've got competition, folks. My dog is wanting to just talk away. So there's good healing energies, there's good clearing energies, there's good releasing energies, there's many modalities, and there's lots of information out there on how to do that. Nothing is going to lead you in the right direction until you understand how you feel energy, hear energy, see energy, carry energy, release energy, accept energy, how it all comes in and through you as the base, as the foundation. So in the journey of trying to find out what works for you, please start with you. And I believe we're going to be taking a break. And right after the break, we'll take a look at some of the ways that we can check how our base works with energy, and what to do to accept it, to clear it, and to allow it to do what it came to do, to ignite in your own being the experience that is needed, and the acceptance of that experience and the thanking of that experience. So we'll see you right after this break. Thank you. Hi, welcome back. We're talking about energy, and we're talking about, I believe we were talking about how to release all the different modalities that are out there, but starting with yourself first. So, um, there are people who are very, very empathic, and that are very, very sensitive to energies, perfumes, smells, sounds. Um, so that's my base when I'm working with people, is to find out in which area of their consciousness, physical consciousness, their body consciousness, in which area they have what, for lack of a better word, weaknesses, sensitivity. Are they really, really not okay with sounds or certain frequencies? Do they have certain smells uh, may cause them to feel nausea? Are they prone to headaches? Are they prone to not sleeping? So you take a look, because anything that's going on with your physical body or your body consciousness is not just past lives. It's not just, you were traumatized when you were younger, or it's not from that car accident you had 6 months ago. It is from the soul and the spirit as well. So if there's something going on with your spirit and your soul, it has no other place to let you know than through the physical. Um, so I take a look at all those different areas in communication before we find the base. And so somebody who's really, really sensitive to sound or prone to headaches would not want to have the modality of singing bowls or even the gongs, even though actually that may be the best cure. But, to start feeling out how to discern energy and take responsibility for energy, and knowing what energy is coming in, what energy is affecting us in certain ways. You don't always jump off a cliff like most of us do, because if I'm got a challenge, I'm going right to here. I'm not going to take A, B, C. I'm already over to N, go, whoa, here I am. And that's just my personality, and my passion to learn more about my responsibilities, and more about the universe and how it works and how other people work. So that's my personality. I've got a driven personality, and other people may have more of a subtle personality, and that's beautiful. I honor them and respect them, and sometimes really would like to be more like that. Although I'm happy being myself, we all look at other people and certain things that they do, that we know that, we're just not um, capable of doing that in that way. So it's not an envious thing, it's a recognition of the differences that we all have. So somebody who was really affected by migraines or sound may have a rip or tear, what we call in their etheric body. And so the first thing that I would do is work on any rips or tears. And how do you get rips and tears? Well, you hang your spirit from a tree before you go to bed, and it gets a little no, just kidding. Rips and tears actually can come from being around high frequencies that bother the spirit and the soul, and the physical body as well. So rips and tears can come because of energy being pushed through more aggressively than what we were able to handle. Maybe it's bad news about a relative, or there's many different things that can affect us physically. The other way that we can be affected is through the spirit and the soul, when we're really pushing to learn and know more about our being. And spirit is right there with us, and it's really pushing us, like my dog is pushing me right now. Yes, Thor. Are you feeling energy? Huh? Okay. All right. Do you want to go lay down, please? Go lay down, please. Thank you. Yeah. So energy affects everything. So rips and tears coming in and through the etheric body doesn't mean that you have a rip and tear in your spirit. What it means is that there's been an unbalance of frequency and energy around your auric body, and that can jar it, and that can, maybe you've asked to project and you've come back and hit into your body a little harsh. Maybe you started to open up to a new conscious level, and there has to be some repair work, because when you let go of stuff, you should also fill up with something. So whenever that's not done and that balance isn't kept, it can cause a jar or a rip in the etheric body. So if there's a rip or a tear in the etheric body, then I would work with that first. So what I'm saying is, we'll take a look at what's happening to that person and how that person is actually feeling and receiving energy in the first place, how consciously aware they are of the energy they're feeling and receiving, and how consciously they are taking responsibility for that energy. Nothing in the universe, no matter how powerful it is, can come in and through or in around close enough to our etheric body without us giving it permission. Hard to believe, isn't it? Because lots of energies pass in and through us all the time, but energies that are not of our good, not of the good of the whole being, they are not permitted. They can try, they can come around, energy can come around. That doesn't mean ghosts or spirits, it means energy frequencies can come in and through our etheric body, and the minute we feel them, we can say halt and stop. You have no right here. Halt and stop. And then you can take a look at it and you can feel it out. And it's your choice whether you allow that energy to come any further or not. It's not anybody else. Nobody can overtake us energetically or spiritually, even mentally. We offer up that choice. And so taking responsibility for your energy, your emotions, your thoughts, and your actions really gives a good foundation on what you're what you're willing to allow to come in and through your space, your sacred space, which is your vessel, your aura, your soul, your lights, your oversoul, your light body, all the way back, all the way through. I see we're getting ready to take another break. I do want to remind everybody that I'm put out a giveaway with this show, and it is for, I believe, a 40 or 45-minute free session with me on the topic of emotion equals energy emotion. So if you would like to have a 45-minute free session with me, email me at connect@divineguidance.earth, and I will select 2 people. The code for this giveaway is 042121. 042121. Put that code in the email. Let me know that you would like to have that type of session with me, and I will select 2 people from all of the emails, and I will announce it by May 5th, I think is. So May 5th, the winner will be announced, but I will also email the winners back. So the show is about emotions and energy, and we're going to take a quick break, and we'll see you back here. Thank you. Hey, welcome back to Divine Guidance with Patricia. We're talking about emotion equals energy emotion. That's right. Excuse me. So with that, responsibility for energy. I know I'm talking a lot about responsibility, but responsibility, in my view, is also a right. You know, how wonderful is it that we have the right to take responsibility for our own beings? Like, can you imagine if we didn't have the right to do that? Wow. I don't even want to fathom what that would look like. I know I wouldn't be happy with that. So responsibility is also the same word to me as right. And I have the right. I have the right to say, no, I'm not going to handle this right now. I'm not going to, and that doesn't mean I'm going to deny it, because I know I have the right to say later, or I have the right to say, I'm not quite into this. I don't understand this. I need to process this. I need the time and the space and the ability to do that. But I also have the responsibility to do that. I can't just say, no, not right now, put it off, and then, expect that it's just going to disappear. No, because I have delayed my responsibility with that energy, or with that experience, or with that emotion. But I'm aware enough and conscious enough to know that I have the right to do that, but I also have the responsibility to pick it up and go with it. I think I mentioned in a couple shows earlier about fear. Fear is such a positive energy. It's a really good one to take a look at, because it's a really positive energy. It's an energy that triggers you to know that change is needed, right? But we're too afraid to make that step, to take that action. And so we become afraid of that energy and that change. So we kind of, until we're ready to take that step, to take that responsibility, or to take that right, both, the fear energy stays with us. Because it's, can you imagine somebody delivering messages, like what are those telegraph people? They come door to door and they sing you little songs, and they give you a message, and you're not ready to take that message yet, so they got to stand there holding that message until you're ready. They can't go anywhere, because they're responsible to deliver the message. They're responsible. Fear is responsible to trigger change. And until you're ready to take that step, then fear stays around. Until you're ready to take a look at that fear energy, it sticks around. And sometimes you push it down inside and it starts to fester, because it wants to go. It wants to be released. It wants to finish its work. It wants, that next step process to be there. So then that energy then changes, because it festers into something else. It may become greater fear. It may become anxiety. It may be paralyzing. It may be paranoia. It may be denial. Whatever we choose, um, that inaction, until we're ready to take the action. So how we cope with universal energies, because universal energies are all messages, they're all triggers, they're all information waves, they're all emotions that we are to feel, to work through, to honor, to thank you, fear. If you didn't come forward, I might have got hit by that bus. Thank you, fear. If you didn't come forward, I wouldn't know that I was really needing to quit my job. Okay, there are a lot of people that are changing course in their lifetime, and they're changing course drastically, and it's not little steps. In the last 5 to 7 years, I've noticed it's huge jumping steps. And then there can be a lot of fear, and then many times there are people so succumbed and used to being in fear, because of lack of confidence and because of being unsure, um, that even when they become anxious or excited, they don't know for sure in that first few minutes, am I afraid of this, or am I excited for this? So many energies can crisscross each other. So that's why it's important to be honest with yourself and say, this energy is affecting me. How is it affecting me? And what do I need? What is this energy given of itself, to allow my whole being to change or grow or recognize or accept, whether it's achievement, or whether it's not, whether it's something that you need to really take a look at. Maybe your ego is too high. Maybe you're too humble and too passive. Energy is like a light switch, it's 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 forever passing in and through your whole being. It's forever flowing around everything, and everything is all energy, and everything is all connected. So many times we're connected to energies that may not be us, may not be part of our life, may not be part of our day, may not be part of our heart, but it is part of oneness. And in being part of that, it's really, really an awesome tool to have, to know your base with energy. How do you accept, honor, and know energy? Do you take the responsibility and the right for the energies that you get hit with off and on all day long? What are these energies trying to show you? What are these emotions? Emotions coming out are beautiful. They're to be experienced. They're not to be embarrassed about having an emotion. You know, I cry at silly movies, you know, just, and I used to be very embarrassed about it. I'm not embarrassed about it anymore. If I can feel the energy of that person, whether they're acting or not, if I can feel the emotion of that person being in joy and being blessed, then that's a blessing to my being if I choose it to be. That's a blessing to me in knowing that that's achievable if I haven't achieved it. And that it's a part of my being. It's a part of my being. You see, when you have an emotion, it allows you to know that that is part of your humanness. That is part of your energy. That's part of who you are. You don't have to take it on. You don't have to carry it if it's not part of where you are now. But it is part of your being. And honoring and thanking everything that comes in and through and around you, as messages, as information fields, as a part of your being. Even if it's dark, even if it's not good, even if it's unhappy, then knowing that you know how to deal with that, and you know how to take responsibility with that, and you have the right to do that, that's empowering. That's absolutely empowering. One thing for years and years and years and years and years in my life, sounds like I'm 1,000. Some days I feel like it. The one thing that I have been guided by with my spiritual teachers and my soul essence on on all aspects of my life is never regret caring and sharing. Patricia, don't regret that, because you become bitter. You feel like you have no purpose. You feel like, what did I do that for? Nobody gets me. Yeah, okay. No, that's you feeling that somebody doesn't get you. But do you get yourself? Are you happy with you? Are you aware that you are a human being carrying a beautiful, voluptuous, volumized, versatile spirit connected to a big, booming soul with full conscious memory of all that you have been in any lifetime, on any dimension, on any plane? Are you aware that you're all of that? And in being all of that, how can you limit yourself? Oh, I don't want to feel that. I'm not supposed to think like that. I don't want to be too emotional because that kind of turns people off. You know what? The hell with that. I'm going to be who I am. My intent is pure. My heart is straight. And my eyes are fixed on learning, remembering, growing, dancing as much as I can in this universe and the next, and sharing with complete non-judgment and openness, because in all that I share and all that I receive, I become all that I am. And I really appreciate people tuning in and listening to my shows. And if you want to reach out to me, you can reach out to me at connect@divineguidance.earth, or you can take a look at my website, divineguidance.earth. And I have a platform on Facebook called Divine Guidance. I have a page, and I have a group. Feel free to reach out and say hi. And I'll definitely take time to say hi back. I think that it's great. There's no mistakes in connecting and caring and sharing. No mistakes in knowing something different. No mistakes in knowing that I make mistakes and I can correct them and I can change my direction and I can become my whole being more and more with every correction, with every experience, and with every new connection. So thank you so much for tuning in to Divine Guidance with Patricia. Hope to see you next time. And until then, Creator's blessings. Thank you.